The Quiz Zone is a video game that lays its foundations on a personalized experience so that it can always be original. This part shows you how you can customize your playing experience for you and your players. We're going to discuss 3 different customizations: party types, tournament scores, and party levels. First of all, let's see how you can customize party types. This is the most important type of customization as it allows you to create parties with multiple rounds. If you wish to organize a party with one round only, this customization is not needed. However, for parties with multiple rounds, this is the only way to define them. Each round uses a specific basic party type, so let's take a look at each of them, also looking at this example that compares scores with each type, assuming default points are assigned. You win from 500 to 1000 points for a correct answer, and you lose from 250 to 500 points for a wrong answer. I have created this simple Excel spreadsheet for you so that you can take a look at how for different party types you have different scores. So let's start with the classic party type. In the classic party type, players win points for correct answers and lose points for wrong answers. The fastest a player is, the more points they will win for a correct answer. Similarly, for the fastest a wrong answer, the more points the player is going to lose. So here you see that points are directly proportional with how fast they were at answering. So they get as close as possible to 1000 in case they are very fast, and as close as possible to 500 points if they were slow, considering that the time limit was 15 seconds. Similarly, players who were slow at getting the wrong answer didn't lose as many points as players who got the wrong answer much faster. Players who abstained and they still had available abstentions lost 0 points, while players who didn't have abstentions available lost 500 points, which is the maximum amount of points that you can lose. In the elimination mode, points are awarded just as in classic mode. You can see that they are just the same. But after every question, the last player and the global standings is eliminated from the round, and they will be back in the game in the next round. The round is going to last until there is at least one team playing, or the maximum number of questions in the round has been reached. So for example, here we suppose that Earth, even though it gave the correct answer, at the end of this question it was last in the global standings, and so we are not looking at the standings for this question but at the global standings. Earth was last, so it's getting eliminated from the round. Then we look at power-up mode. In power-up mode, the maximum amount of points is assigned to the first person to answer correctly. Then the average between the maximum and the minimum for a correct answer is awarded to the second team. In this case, we award between 1000 and 500, so the average is 750. And then we award 500 to everybody else who got a correct answer. Those who got the wrong answer just get the same amount of points as they did for the classic mode. Ladder mode is very similar to classic, but points are given not directly proportional to the answer time, but to the answer order. So the fastest to answer correctly gets 1000, the slowest 500, and everybody in between gets whatever is in between. So we have 2 teams here, so the distance is going to be 167 points. So we give in a ladder. So these are the steps of the ladder. So you had 167, 167, 167, and they are evenly spread. Similarly, we do this for teams who got the wrong answers without counting teams who abstained. Then we have speedy. At every question, only the fastest player to answer correctly wins points. Players who give a wrong answer lose points, just as in the classic mode. So you see these teams here got the correct answer, but they got 0 points because they were not the fastest. Everybody else loses points. So this mode is very punishing and very rewarding for whoever gets the fastest answer. Finally, in survival mode, points are awarded just as in classic mode, as you can see, but there are eliminations. So all teams who got the wrong answer are eliminated from the round. They will be playing again from the next round. Abstentions are allowed up to the specified limits and do not cause elimination, of course, if you could abstain, but if you get too many abstentions, that you are going to get eliminated. The round lasts until there is at least one team playing or the maximum number of questions in the round has been reached. So for example, if you have 5 questions in the round and everybody gets eliminated after 1 question, then the round ends. If there is only one team who gets the correct answer at the first question, then they will keep on playing until they get the wrong answer. So it can be very rewarding for a team who keeps on playing in this round, and can be very penalizing for whoever gets a wrong answer fast early in the round. So let's see how you can practically create a custom party type with multiple rounds. Let's go to the Customize menu and then click on Party Types. Then click on Create New Party Type. You can change the name of a party type clicking on the Edit Name text box. So let's call it 4 rounds. It's also possible to create a new party type from one that already exists. To do so, you just select the party type that you wish to copy from the drop-down list. So here we only have one party type, which is 4 rounds. You can create a copy and you get a new one. In this case, of course, I don't want to have it, so I delete it and I go back to edit the 4 rounds party type. Let's now define the sequence of basic party types that will be displayed in your party. Each basic party type that is displayed in a party defines a round. For each round, you will have to define how many questions will be asked. Suppose that I want to create a party with 20 questions that are asked over 4 rounds. So here, I will specify first round, I'm fine with classic, but with 5 questions. Then here, second round, I want a survival round with 5 other questions. Then third round, I want another classic round with 5 questions. Last round is going to be a power up with 5 more questions. As you can see here on the right, I got teams cut off at end of round number 4. What does that mean? It means that you can also define cutoffs, which are points where teams beyond the specific position are eliminated from the party. And this will only leave the best classified teams in contention for the win. These cutoffs can be associated with each round, and they're applied at the end of the corresponding round. To add a cutoff, select a round and activate the team's cutoff at the end of the round option. For example, here, I can select this, and then I have all the options. I can specify the number of teams that qualify. So for example, I want the 2 best teams or 10 best teams to qualify to the next round, or the percentage of qualified teams. So I may want the half the best teams to qualify, so I select 50%. Then I can say what happens to the score of the teams that qualify, so I want to keep the scores or reset the scores. and then what happens to the teams that didn't qualify. So do I want to let them play or do I not want to let them play? You can eliminate them, but of course they are not going to have fun if they are eliminated from the game. So beware of using this option. Now I want to unselect this, and let's see an example where I want to define a party that acts as a final between the two best players. So I want to keep these rounds and add a final round. So I have 5 more questions that will be a final between the two best players. So to have this, I go to the 4th round, because at the end of the 4th round I want to have a cutoff and only have the 2 best teams qualifying. They will reset their scores, so they will start from scratch because that's the final. And I want to eliminate teams that are cut off because I do not want them to interfere with them, because they will interfere if I have an open question or I have, for example, a speedy round. Well, this is not the case, but if I have an open question, they will interfere. So I don't want them to interfere and I cut them off. So this is how you define a custom party type. Custom party types that have already been used may not be changed or deleted. If you wish not to use a custom party type anymore, you may deactivate it by unchecking the active checkbox here. To modify an already used party type, you can deactivate the party type and create a copy of it, making the desired changes to it. The only part of a used party type that may be modified is its name. The second customization is about tournament scores. With the quiz zone, you can organize tournaments, so every party will award points for the tournament. But how many points? So let's see how you can customize them from the Customize Tournament Scores menu. Default scores are those used in motorsports. For example, in Formula 1, you get 25 points for the winner, 18 points for the second classified, 15 points for the third, and so on until the 10th classified. You may, however, decide to use a different score that works best for you. For example, let's define a score system that rewards all players that end up on the podium and then gives a small reward to all other participants. So let's click on Create New, and I will call it Podium++. And then I say that from the highest position 1 to the lowest position, which is still 1, I will award 10 points. Then from position 2 to position 2, I will award 5 points. For position 3 to position 3, I will award 3 points. And from position point, without specifying any lowest position, that means for all other positions, I will award 1 point. So it doesn't matter how many players are playing. If you have 1,000 players, the 1,000th player will get 1 point. You will be able to edit a custom tournament score from this window by selecting it from the drop-down menu. So you can go back to default, you can switch to podium. You can also delete one by selecting it and clicking on the delete button. You cannot delete a score system that's currently used by a tournament. You can, however, edit a score system even if it's already in use. In this case, tournament standings will automatically be recalculated. So use this with caution because players may not appreciate you recalculating the standings of an ongoing tournament. Finally, let's look at how to customize party levels. This is a secondary feature that can allow you to more easily choose the questions that you wish to add to a party. So let's go to Customize Party Levels. When you choose questions from our database, you will not be able to see the content of our questions, but you will be able to choose them based on their category and difficulty level. Each question has a difficulty score from 0 to 100 points, and party levels correspond to specific ranges of these values. Predefined levels are 5. Very easy, easy, medium, hard, and very hard. So from 0 to 19, 20 39, 40 59, 60 79, and 80 100 points. But are these 5 too many for you? Too few? So for example, let's define a custom party level that is less detailed. We want to simply have easy, medium, and hard. So let me create a new one. We'll call it 3 levels. And then I will call the first level name easy. Minimum points are 0. Maximum points are 33. Automatically I'll get a new row where I will call it medium from 34 to 66. And then I define hard. And here it's already predefined from 67 to 100. Of course, you need to cover all 100 points. And these are the customizations that you can define with the quiz zone, and you're now able to use them.